Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be playing this green-black deck, and I'm really excited. Anyone that knows me knows I love a green-black deck. So where did this deck come from? What was the idea behind this deck? So when I was playing on the ranked ladder, I was seeing a lot of Gruul, which is potentially the best deck. I was seeing a lot of blue-black rogues, I was seeing a lot of Croxa decks, I was seeing a bit of food decks. So I was thinking, what's the best way to attack this metagame? And I was like, well, it's going to be a black deck, because you can play Cling to Dust mainboard, which just goes after the Croxa deck graveyards, but you also get access to really good removal spells, which is great against rogues, like very, very good against Gruul, which is the main deck I was trying to beat, and pretty decent against the food decks too if they don't get going super early. So I built a mono black deck, and that was fine. That was fine. It was just a bunch of removal spells, Cling to Dust, Ugins. And then I realised that Yellow Hat had already made a mono black deck. So I was looking into Yellow Hat's mono black deck, and that's when I started playing the Mazemind Tomes and the Solemn Simulacrums. But the problem I had with those decks, are with the Yellow Hat version of the mono black deck, is it didn't have many ways to turn the corner. It was a Ugin or nothing. And a lot of the time you would control the game and then your opponent would just start to go off and you would run out of ways to interact. So I was looking into ways to try and close the game early, like once you take control of the game, just like slam the door shut on the game. And that's what led me to look at Scout Swarm, because like this deck plays a lot of lands, because you want to hit all your land drops to make sure you're getting your Ugins and you can cast your removal spells and things. So I was like, okay, well, Scout Swarm makes a lot of sense, and I was like, well, if I'm splashing green, what else can I do? And then I looked into like Pelucranos, who is great against the creature decks. He's really good against the rogue decks, because you just start eating all the little creatures, they mill him over, you can like escape him as many times as you like against rogues, so he's great. And then Scavenging Ooze just makes the Croxa matchup laughable. Between Scavenging Ooze and Cling to Dust, the Croxa matchup seems very, very reasonable for us. We still get to keep the really sweet black removal packages. They were Murderous Riders, we've got Eliminates and Heartless Axe in the main. We've got 2 copies of Extinction Event in the main, we've got the other 2 on the side. Hagra Mauling is like a land, mainly it's a land most of the time, but again it just gives another creature removal spell. And then we used Mazemind Tome, Solemn Simulacrum to just grease the wheels on the deck and make sure that we can cast these Ugins. And I threw in one Garrick. He should maybe be a third Ugin, but sometimes you draw multiple Ugins and it's a bit awkward. So I went down to 2 Ugins and played 1 Garrick, which I quite like. I like this guy. And then we've just got our basics, with 4 Temples of Malady, 2 Agadeem's Awakening. It's not at its best in this deck, but super late game. You can get back a Scout Swarm, a Scavenging Ooze, and a Solemn Simulacrum or a Pelucranos, which is pretty reasonable for like 7 mana on turn like 15 or something. 2 Triomes just because we want more dual lands, and again if you draw it late we can cycle it, and the 4 Fable Passages. So yeah, just a grindy green black deck, which is really, really my speed. I just want to like crush my opponent in card advantage. Our sideboard, we've got the other 2 Cling to Dust. Again, once we bring those in and we have like 3 Scavenging Ooze, 4 Cling to Dust, the Croxa decks are not winning through Croxa anymore, so they better have a good plan B. A 1 Duress, just as like our Agonizing Remorse number 5, comes in against control decks. 2 Runafowl. People look at this and think it's quite a weird choice, but it's very hard to beat Dream Trawler. Dream Trawler's a hard card to beat, so Runafowl is our main answer to Dream Trawler. So any deck that's running Dream Trawler, we have to bring in these Runafowls just to have a clean answer to it. 4 Grasp of Darkness. These come in against the Gruul decks mainly. It just lets us buff up our removal spells, makes their Embercleaves less effective. It's a good 2 mana answer to Questing Beast as well. So I'm just playing the full 4 Grasps. This should maybe be different. This 4 Grasps is kind of a hangover from when I was mono black, because I had 4 Eliminate, 4 Heartless Act in the main. So maybe it shouldn't be 4 Grasps, maybe it should be like 3 Grasps, 1 Heartless Act, but it's 4 Grasps right now. Thrashing Brontodon is, again, it's mainly for the Gruul decks, but it comes in against food decks as well, and it's just a reasonable body against like mono red and things. I'm a huge fan of Brontodon because it does so much in a lot of matchups. Like, obviously it's got its disenchant side, but like just bringing a 3/4 in against mono red can be a big game. It's really good against Embercleave as well because you can like block something, and then when the Embercleave, the unblocked creature, you sacrifice it, destroy the Embercleave, and then you've basically like negated a lot of damage. So Brontodon is just the best card against Embercleave. Huge fan of this card ever since it's been printed. The other 2 Extinction Events and 2 Shadow's Verdicts. So the Shadow's Verdicts are good at mopping up small creatures, and again just remove all the small creatures from the graveyard as well, so that hits the Croxes. So this comes in against like white aggro decks if I run into any of those. Comes in against mono red when I have to trim some of this really heavy top end, and it comes in against Croxa obviously, because again that's just a remove all the creatures from your graveyard. So yeah, so that's the green black deck. I think it's exciting. It is slow, but again that's my speed of magic. So hopefully you enjoy the games. Okay, let's have a look at his first hand. So we'll take the play, and yeah, I like this hand. This is good. We've got a Maze Mine Tome, and then we can draw cards, play Scout Swarms. We've got enough lands. Yep. It looks super slow and grindy though. Like, don't play this deck if this isn't your speed. So I'm tempted to lead on the Temple first here, but I want to make sure I can cast this Maze Mine Tome on turn 2. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to search for a swamp, and that means this will come in untapped on turn 2. So pass it to you. And the thing is as well, like, if I scry with this, there's not many things that I'm going to bottom, like, and a second Ugin probably, but I mean I would keep removal spells, I would keep lands. There's not a lot that I want to scry away, so that the scry isn't as valuable right now as it will be in later turns. It's a reasonable draw. Okay. So Island makes me think rogues, but we'll see. Mountain, okay, it's not rogues. I don't think we need to scry here. I'd rather just hold on and get full cards out of this. So now we'll scry. We want lands, so let's just bottom that. Yeah, you want to make sure you hit all your land drops. That's why we play so many lands in this deck. And you also want to try and draw as many times off this as possible. So don't scry unless you absolutely need to. The Ironcrag Pyromancer, right? Okay. So we really want to hit our land drop this turn. So I'm going to take this opportunity now to draw. And if we miss, I'm actually going to scry in the upkeep. Oh, this didn't let me. Oh. Great. Right, but we still really need to hit our land drop, so I'm just going to draw a card. Okay, there's a land, perfect. Now, do we just want to kill this now? I don't think we care about 3 damage. At least not the first 3 damage, so I'm going to pass for now just in case they give us a better target to kill. But if not, I will just get rid of this on their turn. There's always the concern about counter spells, but if they're going to counter these spells now, it means they're not casting threats, they're not flashing in creatures on my turn, so I'm pretty fine with that. So let's just get rid of this. Fine. Fine with me. So again, we're just going to try and hit our land drops. That's a bit awkward. Now it is so important to just keep hitting land drops. I'm just going to try and keep going. They can't draw extra cards here, so again, we're in the same situation we were in last time. We miss. That's really awkward because now we need to discard. We discard this Scout Swarm because, like, if we're not hitting lands, this isn't going to be good anyway. And everything else is actually going to work towards winning as the game. Missing a land there hurts a lot. That's really bad. I'm going to scry in the upkeep because we really can't afford to miss it again. Yeah. And since they're playing this giant, it means I really want to cast this extinction event. So I can't afford to draw because I need to cast extinction event this turn. Okay, well, it is a land, and it's not the worst thing, because now we just get the extinction event, auto pay for odd, and now we're a land away from Garrick. If we miss a land, we can like tome, hold up removal. This is fine, this is fine. Take this off. Okay, Royal Scions, so we're just going to loot.
My strategy here?
Okay, so they're getting rid of lands. How worried am I about the Royal Scions? Not tremendously. Draw 4 cards, Royal Scions deals. They probably have a counterspell, so I'm just going to make them waste the mana on their turn with the Murderous Ride. There's no point doing it now, because if I do it now and then they have the counterspell, it just makes things really awkward for us. Okay. Okay, let's ask them if they have it right now. Okay, cool, we got that one. So they're going to draw a card now, so we're going to take 3 damage off this Pyromancer. I'm going to take the opportunity to scry. Just to try and make sure we hit the land. Nope. Now I'm not going to scry upkeep because now I can afford to just draw. Nice, okay. So we get our scry anyway. Another Ugin. Nope, we need lands. We've got Garrick coming up. I'm just going to pass the turn back. Fire Prophecy, their own guy. Let's just get rid of it. Okay, miscast. So we're going to take another 3. And this is why Maze Mind Tome is so good as well. Like, it just keeps your deck ticking over, and you just hit your lands. Let's just put down Polychronos. We can either then draw cards or kill things. And if they don't have a good answer for Polychronos, it's just going to kill them. End of turn. Yeah, the Maze Mind Tome just keeps your life up. Because, like, again, we would be on, like, 12, which is a lot scarier without that previous Maze Mind Tome. Okay, let's get rid of this thing now. So they can't get rid of our Polychronos. Okay. And this is why I like the green-black version of this deck. Because, like, you have threats like Polychronos and Scout Swarm that your opponent have to deal with. And then when they're dealing with that threat, they end up with like very few cards left to deal with these big planeswalkers. And this is fine. Polychronos is coming back. He's such a good threat. We slam the Garrick here. It means we can draw, and Ugin can come down and answer things later on.
We were born for the hunt.
A Fairy Vandal. Let's just kill that now. This probably just means our Garrick can run away with the game if we get rid of that. Royal Silence. Okay.
Our bond was forged in battle. And many training sessions.
Uptick on our roof, nice. He's got no cards left, so let's just get rid of this Royal Scions and put both of our Planeswalkers into play.
You have the heart of a coward.
This will probably be a concession.
Unutilized knowledge. Not ignore.
No? Okay, I'm going to keep playing. Just throw the land out, no reason not to.
Cannot run or hide.
Tops, okay. Okay, another opt. Another Scions. Now, this is again, this is what I'm saying about this deck. You can just get so much value because, like, we've got no cards in hand, but we have access to draw a card and we have a bunch of things in the graveyard. Right, so let's see what we've got. So, what were they? They were like a blue-red draw 2 cards a turn deck. So, I mean, it makes me feel like I just want removal. These Cling to Dust don't seem great. Don't think I want to bring in this. Exile all creatures with converted mana cost 3 or less might be reasonable. That seems to be all his creatures. Scoot Swarm's good. Scavenge News isn't at his best here. Duress is reasonable. Some more removal spells is good. Just stop him getting any momentum. Don't want to cut though. Maybe some Agonizing Remorses. Maybe we just want to deal with his board. If we can deal with his board, yeah, just trim some stuff, bring in some good cards. We are taking out a lot of our life gain, but I think we can just grab control of this game. Okay, 1 land. We cannot keep 1 land. This hand looks pretty reasonable. I'm gonna keep. I'm going to throw back Scoot Swarm. That's a good draw. Now we've got. I'm going to keep the tempo. Again, we just want to keep hitting our land drops. This means we can go like 2 Maze Mind Tome, 3 play a second tempo, 4 get the Solemn down. Robber. Okay, Robber's good. Robber might just be good enough we have to get rid of him right now. Robber's a good card. He missed his land drop. Okay. Give us a land. Just having the grasp is pretty good here. Because this thing can't outgrow the grasp. So again, I do want to hit these land drops, so yeah, that has to go. Now, I'm not going to crack this Fable Passage, because I want to keep my land density high. Yep, there we go, there's the land. Cool, and we will draw that. Perfect. So... now there is a dilemma of, do we fire this off now? I don't think we need to. I think we just wait for him to try and draw a card, because this isn't a threat until he starts drawing cards. And when he spends mana to draw cards, that's when we can get it. So... let's just get our second tome down. And just play this super patient. We've got 8 extra life on the board. Nice, okay. There was a world where we let both stay in place so we can extinction event, but I don't want to get blown out by miscasts and things. I'm kind of going to take this turn off just to reload. You might be wondering why I decided to tap this tome over the other one, and it's because you want to keep your tomes even, or as even as possible. You would rather do that than end up cracking a tome, because the longer you keep both tomes in play, the more options that you have. So, for example, like if this tome was now on, like if I have both tomes available on one turn, I can end up drawing 2 cards on a turn. So if there's an option, for example, this turn, I'm going to use this tome rather than actually getting rid of this tome. Yes, that is fine. So this is becoming a problem. So if I don't draw a good way to deal with it, that's a good way to deal with it. Yeah, if I don't draw a good way to deal with it, I might just have to fire off this extinction event. The nice thing is we can always just crack this to scry, so if we need 4 life, we can get it. Okay, interesting thing to note is we don't have any basics left in our deck. We might have 1. Let's just go to this guy. Yep, just auto pay. 2 miscasts. Okay, opponent. Okay. Yeah, and this is what I was worried about before. Like, you know, when I didn't want to extinction event to get both his guys. Like, if on those turns, if we like tried to miscast and both of his guys had stayed alive and we were taking 4 a turn instead of 2, that could have snowballed pretty quickly. So I was very keen just to get rid of 1 while I could. Okay. Yeah, we'll draw a card. Another tome, nice. Okay. What would I rather get rid of? What's going to be more of an issue? Probably this, right? Yeah, because this is guaranteed 2 damage a turn. This could be 6 though. Okay, let's draw first. Let's draw first and make our decisions based on that. Okay, grasp. So that makes our decisions a bit easier. I'm going to use grasp on this because extinction event will always get this guy. Yep. And let's just get this maze down. Let's just get this tome down and keep our card economy going. Yeah, because this can outgrow grasp, but it can never outgrow extinction event. So. And we're just looking for a win con at this point. Okay, let's just try and get rid of this. It's gone, nice, okay. Put this down. Session. Cool. Let's play another game. Okay, so what have we got here? So this sounds pretty reasonable. We'll get to Agonise and Remorse them on turn 2. On turn 3 we can decide if we want to spare land or not, play this. Yeah, this is a pretty good hand. We can obviously get run over since we don't have early removal, but yeah, we're going to keep this one. Okay, Evolving Wilds makes me think it's probably the Gruul deck. They play like 2 Evolving Wilds just to power up their landfall creatures. Yeah. Okay, we're assuming Gruul. Extinction Event's very good against Gruul. So we're going to lead on this. Or are we? Yeah, I think this is tough actually. Let's just have all of our lands be untapped after turn 1. So we'll just fetch a swamp with this, and that'll make sure all of our lands are untapped. Yep. So this isn't so bad. This is going to be 1 this turn and maybe 3 next turn. Solemn's a reasonable draw. So there's no point playing Scavenging Ooze right now because he'll just play a land and it's not going to be able to block. So we're going to Agonise and Remorse him, play a tapped land next turn, probably just throw down Scavenging Ooze, and then decide which 4-drop we need to play. Right. So we could take away the Mammoth to deny him a turn 3 play. The Questing Beast is a better threat, and we're going to lose to this long game. So my inclination here. This is a tough one. I think I'm going to take. This is actually really tough. The mammoth is tempting, the questing beast is tempting. If he plays henge, that's 5, so then he can play henge for 3 mana. Yeah, we just need to take the henge, because he's going to get the henge down too quickly. And then we'll just try and mop stuff up with Extinction Event. Hopefully we can get like the brush fire and the questing beast with their Extinction Event. I might even end up chump blocking with this, to be honest. Folio is going to be a good way back into this game if we can survive. So that's going to be my focus right now, is just trying to survive. She's going to go questing beast. Attack for a lot. I'm going to block here. I'm going to take like 8. Then we're going to get rid of the questing beast. Oh no, it's going to be 9. Yeah, so this has to block the mammoth. You take 9, go to 6. Hope he doesn't have another one. Because yeah, we can get in the way of the mammoth for a long time, so we might end up going to 1 here, but that might be okay. He might just have like a land here that... Okay, so we're going to 1. There's lots of ways we can die from 1 though, so 1 doesn't even feel that safe. Right, okay. So... So I guess anything that kills this just kills us. So... I like this, and that just gets our Garrick down for the next turn. Okay. That's fine. We're dead to a lot of things. Yeah, of course we're taking the action. We need this card. Cling to Dust makes us slightly less dead. That's also a good draw. Yeah. So let's try and stabilize here. So the plan here is going to be Pelucanos blocks here, Heartless Act the Mammoth. Resolves. And we just need to hope there's no yeah, we just need to hope there's no Embercleave in our future. If there's no Embercleave, we are hanging in there. This can't get to 6. Okay. Ooh, right, okay. That's good, because that gains us some life. So now it's all just... Let's see if Garrett can get there, I guess. End of turn. Resolves. I'm going to just kill this with Garrick. We just need cards. If he had it, he'd have tried to get me. So let's get rid of this scavenger move. That's good, because now we get to scry. We don't want that. Get rid of this guy, draw a card. Skews is good. It's just more life gain. Okay, and we're dragging ourselves back into this game. We're going with one wolf. Ooh, this is what this deck's for, man. This is the kind of Magic I like to play. Innkeeper's awkward. Innkeeper is awkward. We'll not deny that. But again, if he had adventures, he'd have played them out by now. So it's just top decking now. Okay. Scry. Heartless Act. Can stay on top. Garrick makes some wolves.
We were born for the hunt.
Get in with the wolves. Yep. Yeah, we'll just pass it on. So we can draw this Heartless Act if we need it. We don't quite have Cling to Dust yet. Attack with the dogs. Thin the deck a bit before we draw our card. Also, that's our Cling to Dust turned on, which is nice. And we're going to go back up to 8 life next turn, which is pretty comfortable. And if we need the life buffer, we can use this to take away the Love-Struck Beast. So yeah, I mean, it was pretty close at the start, but it's feeling kind of tied up now. Okay, another Innkeeper. That's fine. Let's get rid of this beast now. Because now we're presenting lethal, so he's going to have to start making some blocks. Yep. That is not a good draw. Let's draw some cards. Okay. Right. Yeah, we can take the extinction event. Right, so all shove. Is that lethal? Looks lethal. Okay, opponent didn't do the math there. Okay, so Gruul, this is exactly why we have all these Grasp of Darkness on the sideboard. Agonising Remorse is less important just because we don't always have the time to do it. Solemn isn't as good, just again, in the same with the Tome. We can trim on these kind of slower artifacts because Gruul doesn't always give you the time. Same with these Agadeems. I'm just going to add in another Extinction event just to give us that mop-up potential. And Cling to Dust is a similar... yep, okay. Man, I love Garrick Huntsman. I'm so happy to see Garrick Huntsman doing his thing. Just making wolves and killing beasts. Stabilising on one is always like the best dopamine. Okay, so again, like if we can just fade Embercleave, we have enough removal and stuff that this matchup is not too difficult. It's just not dying quick. It's like if they have like double landfall creature with like Evolving Wilds or Fable Passages, or if they can go like if they can curve out and Embercleave you, that's when this deck just falls apart. But if you can stabilize on like turn 4 and stuff, you just need to keep their board clear. Just deal with one threat at a time. Which is, like I said, this is why I wanted to build a mono black deck, because that's all, and just have loads of 1-for-1s and like sweepers and things, and just really drag them out. It was just difficult with mono black to turn the corner, like you saw we did with like Pelucranos, who got like a 2-for-1, and Garrick, who like won the game. Mono black obviously doesn't have access to stuff like that. No idea what's going on. Yeah, okay, he's gone. He's gone. Jeez, oh. Okay, we get to be on the play for this game. Yeah, this hand's interesting. This Cling to Dust is probably just going to be a random card, but the fact we've got like hand attack, removal, extinction event buys us a lot of time to find something to do. This hand's obviously not great because it doesn't have a plan, apart from like disrupt our opponent's plan. But I'm going to keep it. And we'll lead on Tap Plant. Aha, okay. So this might be the Croxa deck. So this Cling to Dust might actually be really good. What have you got, opponent? Elspeth's Nightmare, so that's okay. So we could just take this giant and leave him with very little to do. Yeah. The Elspeth's Nightmare is like possible, and if this was just a straight up duress, I would have taken it to protect like Golgari and stuff, but yeah, I think just like opting to buy yourself a lot of time is just going to be the best way about this. Okay. So this is where Cling to Dust could be really good. Okay, so we can cling that away eventually. It's going to get a zombie. Which is fine. Would have preferred a land, but Tome is good. It's going to help us hit our next lands. We can mop up these zombies with an extinction event. So you always need to keep an eye on the number of cards for this Ox as well. Okay, so he's just going to play this for no value to go after our hand. Okay. Land is what we want. I'll take 2. I accept. I'm wondering if it's worth just nabbing this Ox now. I think it might be. Just for mana efficiency and like that Ox is likely to cause us problems in the long run, so we'll just take it now. Draw. Okay. So because of the life we gained off this, I'm actually happy taking another hit here. Which means I'm just going to hold this up, and that means I can hold up Heartless Act and draw a card. Take another 4 if I have to, and we can Extinction Evade at any point. So what do you want, opponent? Okay, he's taking the Garrick, which is fine. We have other ways to win the game. Allowing us to hold on to a removal is actually like a lot better for us. It's a bit unfortunate we're not going to get a second hit out of this Cling to Dust. But like I said in the first game, just making sure we get maximum card advantage out of our Maze Mind Tome is really important. So just being able to draw cards off this is worth taking a wee bit of damage, I think. Okay. And I think that's one of the disciplines of playing a deck like this, is that like you just want to learn how to pace your cards and your life total. Like, I know that I can take over this game, so you need to use your life total as a resource. Don't be afraid to take damage. Like, the only life point that matters is the last one, like you saw in that game against Gruul. Yeah, okay, I'll block here. Yeah, he probably just fires this off, draws a couple of cards. Yep. That's fine. Okay, he's likely setting up for like a double turn because he knows we have this, so he's going to want to like cast Croxa, bring Croxa back on the same turn. Okay. Yeah, let's crack this now. Okay. Land is good. Let's just get Pelucrinus out there. We've got blocks. Again, he's probably, like I said, he's probably setting up for like a big Croxa turn, where he's just going to double Croxa me. But as long as we keep an extra card in our hand, getting double Croxa not an issue, because then we can just exile the Croxa with the Extinction event. I'm hoping he just spews this off here. see. Okay. What are your modes? Probably discard a card, because again he's trying to set up for the double Croxa. Yeah. Okay. And a creature, okay. Yep, we'll draw a card. That's good, okay. So now if he has the Croxa, we can take it. So... let's play with the maximum amount of information. Does he have the Croxa? What's going on in your hand, opponent? Village rights, that didn't seem right, because now I'm just going to get even more options. I mean, I think I just take this Mire Triton here. I don't care if he kills my stuff. And then to that end, we'll just get rid of this Rankle now. And get in for some damage. Should have attacked first, that was bad. Should have attacked for 6 and then fought the Rankle. Okay, missed out on 3 damage. If we lose by 3 damage, then it's all my fault. Yep. Card. One basic left, 2 basics left. 2 basics left, okay. This needs 6 other cards. Okay. Even. Just have it gone for good. And then let's play out this one, yeah. And then we've got enough to escape this. Yeah. It's dead. There he's there. There he's there. Oh, what a top deck. What a top deck. Beautiful. Eat this guy. Yeah, and he knew that was the card we just drew. Yeah, we'll just pass it back. Okay, let's just eat as much of his graveyard as we can. Just to make his future graveyard cards worse. And try and gain some life while we're at it. Just take that. Yep, resolves. I don't think we need to use this yet. Tome is good. 3, 4, 5, 6. End it up. Okay, don't make the same mistake twice. Okay, so now we're going to sideboard. Obviously, we want all the Cling to Dusts. We want the Shadow Verdicts. Brontodon is a weird one. I don't think we need it. It depends how he sideboards. Some of these red-black decks are going kind of more long game and bringing in their own Maze Mind Tomes and stuff after the mirror. So it's debatable there. The Extinction Events are good. With so much escape stuff that gets counters, Heartless Act's not so good. The Scavenging Ooze are obviously great. The Agonizing Remorses are great. Yeah, we just don't need as much like direct kill stuff. Solemn seems good. So these are all good. Extinction Events are good. Shadow's Verdicts are good. What is the cut? Trim and Agonizing Remorse, I think. Haggard on Maulin doesn't seem great, but just hitting our land drops are important, so I'm reluctant to cut any of those. Do I get a couple of grasps in though? No, I think we go with this. We'll just be cutting a kill spell for a kill spell that's not a land. I think this is fine. So the nice thing about having 4 Cling to Dusts in the deck is that we can be quite liberal with... yeah, I think that sounds good. Our opponent takes a mulligan. Yeah, we'll keep 7. Nice that this is a swamp, so we bring the Lockway in untapped. Then we can decide if this is going to be tapped or untapped on turn 3. Our opponent's taking a mulligan. Tempo, okay. Tome's a nice drop. Right, okay. 2 lands. Right. So let's see what's going on. The Acroan War. Gain control of a creature for as long as you control the Acroan War. This makes it hard to win with our threats. But just denying him a Croxa is like a big deal. Gain control of a target creature for as long as you control a Acroan War. So gain control of the creature, each tap creature, and then until end of your next turn, your opponent. So this can mess us up a bit. It's a good way off it though. This is tough. Okay, take this. we have other ways to deal with the Croxer. If he wants to just play a naked Croxer right now, I'm fine with that. Probably just ditch the Polukranos if he does. Okay, is he just going to... He's going to Village Race to try and hit his lands? Okay, so he did hit a land. Which means he... Oh, okay, so he wants to play the Croxa and sacrifice it on the same turn. Okay. Okay, opponent. We drew a second Maze Mind Tome, which is good, because that gives us something to discard. So, let's just play this Agadine tapped. Play this. We're going to get Croxa'd. Oh, he can't Croxa and Village Rites on the same turn, because he only has a single black. Let's see what he does. Okay, he just wants to draw a card, which is good. That protects our Polukranos for a short while anyway. Obviously, his deck's really good at filling the graveyard, so yep. I accept. 2 damage. He's really scared. Oh, okay, cool. Now I think we're settling in for such a grindy game here that I just want to put this Polukranos away. Don't know if I'm going to cast it. I think I just want to be able to draw cards. We don't need a second Dugan though. That's a good draw, just from a tempo point of view. Eat that. Play this. That's a reasonable draw. End of turn. Okay. Could have got an attack for 2 there. There's no way I was blocking that. And like I'm saying, we want to draw as many cards as we can, so yep. Let's get rid of that guy. Let's eat his Cling to Dust. And attack for 3. And we'll end the turn. So you can see now it's just about hitting land drops and casting Ugin. Doesn't play this out. That's very interesting. Yep. So now we're just going to sit here and draw like 3 cards a turn off of these tomes. Yep. Pressure opponent into action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, let's just deprive our opponent of options. Yeah, because even if we Village Rites, we're still going to exile it. And again, we're just going to pass the turn, draw some cards. I'm going to choose to activate this Maze Mide Tome over the second one, so we can draw 2 cards next turn. Yep. Resolves. Mm-hmm. Now the $1,000,000 question is, does he have a good answer to Ugin? I feel far enough ahead now that we can probably just slam the Ugin, and if he has an answer, we can navigate the game from there. Yeah, because now he's going to have to spend his turn dealing with Ugin, and then if he does... Okay, so you draw a bunch of cards. Probably can't deal with Ugin on 2 mana though. So... feels pretty good for us. Right, okay, so first up, we'll just blow this guy up. Ugin set up to draw us a bunch of cards. Scavenging Ooze. Eat that Ox. Clang to Dust, perfect. Skyland, another Ooze, awesome. Yeah, and this basically stops any shenanigans. Now we have the Cling to Dust in our hand. Ugin primed to gain his 7 life and draw his 7 cards next turn. Elspeth's Nightmare. Okay. Concession. Yep. So yeah, I think this green black deck is a pretty good choice for the meta right now. I think it's got good matchups. The food matchups can be difficult. Yorion isn't great, but I mean I think right now the things that are really causing issues are your Gruul, this Croxa deck, and Rogues. And I think we've got a good matchup against all 3 of these, and game against other things. So yeah, do let me know in the comments if you try it out. Join our Discords, we can chat about the decks. Yeah, I'm really big on this deck. Of course I am. It's a green black deck, but yeah, really excited to keep playing this deck on ladder. So let me know, and if you enjoy the content, make sure you subscribe, throw us a wee like, and yeah, tune in for the next one.